So you're sitting in your class and you're wondering when's the class is going to end, and what are you going to do, and just thinking about the future and wondering like when is this day going to end and what's my life going to be like. I agree with Clinton Gray when he says the future is like the present, only longer. Most of us always wonder what our future is going to be like because it's the one uncertain thing in our life. As a child and into middle age and then as an adult. As a child you wonder like what's high school going to be like and stuff like that. I know when I was a kid I always wondered about like how high school was going to be. My sister's 10 years older than me, so she's always been like ahead, and I always looked up to her and wondered like, whoa, what am I going to do when I get to her age, and what am I going to be like? Then into like when you become a high schooler, you wonder like, oh, what's like college going to be like? What are we going to do? Is it going to be different? Who are we going to meet? Like, how do we interact with people in college? And then as an adult, right now my parents are like talking about retirement, and I find it like really strange. And they're like, oh, we're going to die soon because we can't rely on us. Like, we can't always rely on us and stuff. So it's interesting how from child to into your early adulthood and so on, your thoughts about the future change and you start questioning different things in life. So to sum up my main ideas, as a child you wonder about high school, and in college you wonder about like just what your life's going to be like work and so on and so forth. And as an adult you start planning that. And yep, that's it.
All right, I like the energy at the start of the speech, but your kind of attention device got a little repetitive. When you got to the quote, I thought that was a little bit better. It was quick, and you told us kind of your point of view. There's not really a preview, but there's actually good structure in the speech. I thought that the structure was a lot clearer at the end of the speech in your summary than when I was listening to it in the body of the speech, so you might highlight and signpost those things a little bit more distinctly. A couple of the points you had things to say or comments to make. You need to give us a little bit more story, a little, if there's an anecdote about how your sister taught you something or some sarcastic story or illustration about how your parents are already planning, laying themselves down on the ground and covering themselves up for a dirt nap. I think that you could probably, get something out of that would be a little bit more involved. You just kind of tell us that point and then don't have much to go for after that. On the presentation itself, you project pretty well. There's good variety. Maybe, like I said, I think the energy level is good and the material flows together pretty smoothly. Your gestures in the first part it seemed like you had your arm cocked up for quite a bit of time, and then you relaxed a little bit, and some of the indicators were better. Your facial expressions are very animated. You're talking to the audience. I thought you had very good eye contact, and you seemed engaged with the audience when you're talking to people. There are a couple of things that you're doing with your body that seemed a little odd, sort of like leaning from the hips forward and backwards. That seemed a little mechanical. It might be more natural if you were doing that by stepping forward or back. And your feet were a little bit nervous, but it wasn't terrible, just something to pay attention to in the future. At the end, like I said, I thought you had a really good summary of the speech. I thought, okay, the conclusion's going to be great. Your exit line, though, is the Porky Pig exit line, and I'm never enthusiastic about that one. All right, thank you.